we've talked about LaFlore a little bit, some of the things that we want to talk about the skin microbiome, because as we've gone over, that is really the base of this company. So I'm going to play a little video for you. It's animated. It's like science class. It's really fun. And it's just going to go through the skin microbiome.
You have more bacteria living in and on your body than there are people on Earth. That is a lot of bacteria. It's an extremely good thing because the balance of this bacteria helps keep you healthy. The overall health of your skin is the result of the microscopic world of bacteria that lives on it, known as the skin microbiome. Think of it as an epidermal ecosystem that works to protect your skin. When an imbalance in bacteria occurs, it impacts how you look and feel. And because every microbiome is different, signs of distress can show up as various skin concerns, including eczema, acne, dry skin, redness, and even accelerated aging. The problem is, we've been taught to focus on alleviating these concerns with products and harsh chemicals, rather than restoring skin health. But now, there is a better way. Our scientists have discovered how to work with your skin's biology to balance the bacteria and get better skin naturally by giving the body more of what makes it healthy in the first place: good bacteria. Good bacteria equals live probiotics. Using topical live probiotics is the most effective way to restore balance. By applying live probiotics daily, your microbiome will naturally mend your skin while you sleep, calming skin disruptions, defending you against pathogens, and delivering the vitamins, minerals, and peptides it needs to look and feel its best. The result? Healthy, beautiful skin every day.
All right, so that's just a little overview of what the skin microbiome is, that invisible ecosystem that really runs skin health. That's why it's so important. I hope, if you haven't already seen that video, I hope you enjoyed that. Let's talk a little bit about product methodology. Now that we know what the skin microbiome is, let's talk about what causes it to be damaged. Ways to damage a skin microbiome are things like pollution in the air. Your age and gender contribute to your health of your microbiome. Your genetics contributes to the health of the microbiome. UV rays, how much sun exposure you're getting. If you're a smoker, if you're working out, if you have acne, and that bad bacteria, if you're not getting enough sleep, the products you apply, the procedures that you get done, even something like a chemical peel or microneedling, you are affecting the skin microbiome's health, either positively or negatively. It's all affecting it. So when you have too many negative effects going on, you get an unhealthy, unbalanced skin microbiome. And that looks like this second section right here. Here we're looking at a damaged skin barrier. It's going to cause your immune cells to be really inflamed and irritated, which is going to deplete their ability to fight off the pathogens that causes that inflammation, because it's just going to be this cycle of chaos basically on the skin. And inflammation is a big part of that, which is actually a huge leader when it comes to flare-up of conditions like dermatitis, eczema, rosacea. That inflammation is what's making it worse. And it's all related to the skin microbiome. So we really want healthy skin. We want this balanced microbiome, which in turn has a healthy skin lipid barrier, immune cells that are actually effective in fighting off those pathogens and viruses that we're encountering all throughout our day in our lives. And we need that because when that imbalance happens, that's when we see acne, we see eczema, we see aging skin, rosacea. They're a result of that imbalanced skin microbiome. There's something going on that's not right. Those bad bacteria cells are taking over and nothing's functioning. So how do we fix that? With the live probiotic skincare system that balances the microbiome. This is a system that includes prebiotics, which are very nourishing, beneficial bacteria. They basically are the food or fuel system for that live beneficial bacteria, or a probiotic. Probiotics are only classified as probiotics if they are alive. That is how it is a true probiotic. The other things you want them to be producing are something called postbiotics, which are the metabolites created through that good live bacteria. And continuing to use this kind of system will help get that skin back into balance and give your clients the results they're looking for and they're craving. Because I know we all have that client that you just feel like no matter what you do, their skin is not improving. It could be because they're so imbalanced in their microbiome. They really need that supplement of good live bacteria. I say this because I was one of those clients. I had dermatitis and rosacea, could not figure out what was causing it. All those intense procedures I was doing, going to the doctor and taking the supplement, nothing seemed to be working. It wasn't until I introduced that good live bacteria into my skin that I actually saw results that lasted and gave me back the confidence in my skin. So I mentioned in this last slide the words prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics. So if you haven't already heard these words, they're very common now in our industry. So that's a big shift, is now people are hearing these words, they know what they mean. But just so we're all on the same page, because I do think there's still some confusion when it comes to the different wording. So a prebiotic is a food source, an energy source. You and I are living creatures, so we need to eat to live. I had to eat before this presentation so I could be here, be bubbly, be awake and alert. Probiotics are the same way. Good bacteria is the same way. They need that food source. So it's anything that's classified as like fiber, triglycerides, omega-rich oils, lysates, which are probiotic extracts. These are all classified as prebiotics. They can fall into it. So almost every product that you have on your shelves does have some source of prebiotics. So don't let marketing fool you too much. But of course, there are better sources than others, just like any kind of food in life. A salad is obviously going to be better than a piece of pizza. You're both going to give you energy, but one might give you more sustain than the others. Now we have this golden bubble here, and it's golden for a reason. This is our golden child. It is the probiotics. This is that good live bacteria that makes that big difference when it comes to the skin microbiome. It's going to help supply that burst of those good fighters to help fight off the bad bacteria and the pathogens that are causing our skin concerns, like dermatitis, like rosacea, like acne. All of that's a result of that imbalance. So those guys are going in there to help fix what needs to be fixed. They create something called postbiotics. So good live probiotics create postbiotics, which are those metabolites. These are things like vitamin K, amino acids, any micronutrients, all the vitamins, all those kind of things. Sorry, I'm blanking on all of them. It's a long list, but it's those good things that we're looking to get in our skin. They're created through that good bacteria. Again, amino acids, vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin C. We're constantly trying to apply these, forgetting that a good bacteria can produce them on your skin. So if you have a client who says, oh, I can't have vitamin C, my skin's too sensitive, I have a reaction. It could be a reaction from where they're sourcing that vitamin C. If they're taking a live probiotic and applying it to their skin, will make that vitamin C more readily, and they won't have that irritation because it's being made for and by their skin. So it makes a big difference when you have those sensitive clients who have previously not been able to maybe have those ingredients. It gives them that chance. At LaFlore, we're very open about which of our products contain which ingredients. We want to make it simple for you. And I mentioned prebiotics are a very broad source. It's a very long list of ingredients that falls into that prebiotic energy source subject. So some prebiotics are things like glycerin can be a prebiotic. Our Japanese mint in our cleanser is a prebiotic. Olive oil can be a prebiotic. So you can see labeled out in our cleanser, serum, and our moisturizer what falls into that prebiotic category. Then again, you see our golden bubble or golden child in our live probiotic serum that has that multi-strain live bacteria. Because again, a multi-strain is very important. You have billions of bacteria on your skin. Having just one strain isn't really going to do the same difference as having a multi-strain that hits multiple parts of the skin. Because every bacteria has a role. They have a job to do. So introducing that multi-strain is going to allow you to do more in the skin and the skin microbiome. We also have our probiotic extracts. Now, something that I think gets overlooked is a probiotic extract is not a live probiotic. Those are lysates. They're what happens when a probiotic dies, it creates this fluid, and that fluid is extracted and put into a product. They're good ingredients. They're still very beneficial for the skin, But we need to know as estheticians, that's not actually the live bacteria. So if you have someone saying, oh, it has probiotic extracts in it, that's great. That's awesome. They help keep the skin neutralized throughout the day. They double as prebiotics, but they are not actively creating those metabolites, those vitamins, those amino acids, those micronutrients that the live probiotics are. They're just there to help support that. They're not actually producing that. So you really want to keep that in mind when you're looking at a skincare line. Is it a live probiotic or is it a lysate or probiotic extract?